Hello, hello everybody. Angie here. I am coming on with a video for you guys today. I am going to attempt to see what we can create for my 50 States, 50 Tags series. This is where I am completely crafting off of the fly. Now I do have elements off to the side on my desk at arm's reach, but I am randomly selecting a state and I'm trying to make a tag associated with that state. You know, tie something in that goes with that state as much as I can. Now, like I said, this is a completely random make, and I am completely out of my comfort zone doing this because I like times to plan and prepare, but this is also challenging and it's fun, and it keeps kind of, you know, keeps you off balance, which is good sometimes in our crafting world. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started, okay? I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm doing good. And yeah, we have already done New York and Nevada, okay? Yeah, I put a check mark on it. You can't really see it, but I put a check mark on Nevada and New York. All right, and these are all my cards. I do not look, give them a little shuffle, and I randomly choose a state and try to make a a coordinating tag. So give me a little grace because it's a little more difficult than I expected, I'll tell you. I thought they'd be like, you know, just easy, something pop into your head and, you know, oh yeah, we'll do this, but it doesn't always work out that way. Oops, I think one turned. All right, a couple more shuffles. Make sure they're well mixed. All right, well, let's do a pull. Let's just kind of do all this. Let's pull in here. What do we got? Oh boy, Massachusetts. All right, where is Massachusetts on here? Way over here. So it's off of the coast. It's got water, probably a lot of fishing. Probably some beautiful, beautiful scenery and land. I don't know anything about Massachusetts, but we're going to do our best. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Now, on hand, I have just a variety of papers and fussy cut elements and stamps and labels and just things like that. But does that go with Massachusetts? Not necessarily. But let's see what we can do. I'm working on just some lightweight cardboard paper I cut down from a mailer. They're 4 by 7. And yeah, so let's see what we can do. I have my bag of scraps here, and I think I'm going to start with that. Massachusetts. Ugh. Like I said, I'm thinking of ocean, maybe fishing. That's kind of a pretty color there. Wish I had some scraps of blue. There's a brown scrap there. Maybe we can get rid of that. Get some green. All right, let's see what we can do. This is the biggest piece, so we'll start there and cover that. So I hope this is a series that you find interesting and will follow along and maybe give me some encouragement, because I'll tell you, like I said, I thought it was going to be a little easier. And I was like, doing a state challenge, that's a piece of cake. But oops, but it's not as easy as one would think. Trust me. You know, you think you've got just about everything you need, but when it comes down to do a random make, that's not always the case. All right, let's start layering some papers, see what we can come up with. Anybody from Massachusetts? Tell me what you got going on. All right. get some, I'm gonna grab my inks. Hold on a second, at least the brown. I have it on my desk under all this mess. Ah, it's already here. All right, we're going to use a little vintage photo. This is, I think my, okay. I'm thinking we'll layer some papers here. Let's see. Kind of liking that. We need to bring something else in. Maybe some book page. I want the title on there, so we're going to snip that. All right, let's start putting this down. Okay. I like that. Okay. Let me look what I have in my, I grabbed my bin of fussy cut ephemera pieces in here. I pulled out everything I could find that might associate that I could use in this series, so I have it at hand. Like I said, I'm thinking water, maybe some nice scenery. I've got a tree there. Oh, I've got a waterfall. I don't know about a waterfall. Let's see. Got some camping stuff. Do they camp in Massachusetts? Got a beautiful deer. Let's see. Got some greenery. Like those. Like that. And when I did my Nevada tag, I knew I had some fussy cut cactus. There it is. I found it. But at the time that I made that tag, I didn't want to keep you guys waiting. But I knew I had some cactus. I knew it. Okay, let's see. Well, I thought I had... Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I wonder how if I could tie this in somehow. That is adorable. I'm going to use this deer though, but I have to finish cutting it out. So let me cut out the legs. Sometimes when I have these little fussy cut elements, I don't completely cut them out because they will get torn up, you know, especially the thin parts, you know, maybe legs or necks or, you know, stems of a flower. So I leave that part whole until I actually use it. And then I finish cutting it out. That's my process anyway. Because I just throw them in a bin like this and they just get tangled and, you know, things like that. So to keep them from tearing apart and ripping, I don't always completely cut them out. Okay, now just the horns. I'm sure they got some beautiful maybe hunting. Do they do hunting in Massachusetts? Some wildlife. And I told myself I was going to have my phone handy and maybe cheat a little bit and do, you know, a quick Google search on what's going on in that state. But I'm going to try not to. Unless I get really, really desperate, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just kind of, you know, just see where my brain takes me. Oops, I just broke his antler. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Thinking maybe this tree here. We gotta have something in the background. Finish fussy cutting that out. Thinking water, but I don't have anything for that. So we're gonna go with the animal, maybe something like that. Yeah, we'll put those back. And let me look in my stamps. I may have a Massachusetts stamp. I don't know. I'll browse through here real quick. Could use that one. It's a blank one. If I don't, I have a lot of little stamps. Rhode Island. Ooh, a bear would look nice, but that's in I want to put him back there, kind of peeking out of the trees. I got an Alaska stamp. Let's see, Louisiana, North Dakota, Ohio, Michigan. What am I looking for? Massachusetts, Maine, Jersey. Got two Maine ones. Okay, I don't think I have a Massachusetts. Delaware, getting closer. Dun, 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 dun. Washington. Okay, I don't have one for Massachusetts, but that's okay. We'll use this one since we're going with kind of a greenery type scene. We'll use this blank one. And I will cut around it with my pinking shears. Yeah, we'll use that. And I'm thinking maybe yeah, I kind of like that. Let me look what I have for my trims here. This white is kind of, not sure if I want to do that. It kind of makes it look a little delicate, doesn't it? Okay, we'll go with that, I think. And maybe a little doily behind. I don't know if I'm going to use that bear though. Let's start putting some things down. Let's see what we've got. Start with the stamp. Maybe offset that. Because deers do like to hide to keep themselves safe in the brush. Massachusetts. Should I write out Massachusetts? We could do that. Let me grab a marker. It's a nice looking tag. And why don't I write, I don't know if I'll fit it though. Maybe something like that. That's kind of cute. Okay, I like that. Let's start with the tree and fit that right where I did the writing. Maybe something like that. I do have some, I just thought about it now. I did have some fishing stuff. They probably do a lot of fishing off the coast there. I could have did a little bit of fishing scene. But I like this. I like the little deer. Okay, let's hit that a little bit with some brown here and there. Tear that one off. I don't like it. It's covering his face. Okay, I like that. Snip that. Okay. And I do kind of like that lace. Just kind of makes it delicate. Kind of goes with the doily. So let's just put a little piece of that there. Dull scissors. Okay. I think I'm going to do another strip. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Massachusetts. All right, let's see. Can we do... Let's grab... Trying to think of how I want to do a tie. If I want to just staple it. Let me grab my thumb notch, my hole punch here. Make a little slot. Okay, that's nice. I feel like I need something right here. But I've got enough green. I don't want to do any more green. Let's see. I'm just looking in my little compartments here. See if there's anything that I can use to kind of finish it off. Do I need a label or something? No. Butterfly? No. I'm thinking like some Oh, I like that word still. But I'm not going to use it. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to work with these little light green flat back diamond pearls here. Because I think like it needs something. I could be wrong, but for my view, I feel like it needs something there. Those are nice and pale anyway. It's not too bad. Yeah, I think that definitely helps. Okay, I'll call that one done. Not too bad. I mean, Massachusetts, I don't know. I'm thinking a lot of beautiful Greenland, waters, maybe some fishing, but I thought about fishing a little bit late. I could have did like a little bit of fishing scene on there, but I'm sure they've got their share of wildlife and maybe some hunting going on. But I think that's really nice. Okay, I'm going to stop there. We're going to put our Massachusetts label on the back. Now, keep in mind, if this is something that you're interested in, hey, join in. Try it out. See what you think. But if you want to do a tag swap and you're from Massachusetts, hey, let me know, guys. I'm going to call that one done, though. Okay, that is my Massachusetts tag. Got quite a bit of layering. Beautiful deer, some greenery. I like it. Okay, guys, that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so very much for stopping by my channel. As always, take care, God bless, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.